Guys, to another session. Today we're going to be learning two tactics, and we're going to do the basics of these two tactics because they are a little advanced, but because we've recently learned double attack, double check, and the pin, I think that if we combine them, we can easily crack this. So the two tactics we're going to be doing are X-ray and Zugzwang. So we'll start off with X-ray. As the Leech's description says, X-ray is attacking through an enemy piece. So just because of that name, I'm gonna give you guys 20 seconds. You can pause, take 20 seconds, and solve this puzzle. So what this says is attacking through an enemy piece. We can see that our rook is being attacked by both of these pieces, and if we just simply take our opponent's rook like that, his queen will take back, and then we're no better than we already are right now. So, and it is a checkmate in two. Remember, hashtag means checkmate, as I mentioned earlier. So how do we checkmate in two moves? He has everything covered, doesn't he? No, we have to attack through the enemy piece. So we go queen e8, and then we take the rook. We attack through the enemy piece. He has to take, and then we take back with the rook because his queen is basically useless in this situation. This is a little advanced, so I'm gonna play the first couple of moves for you guys. Tell me what the next move will be. If you said knight g3, that is the correct move, because now our knight is well supported by the pawn, and our rook is threatening to checkmate, and there's no way he can stop it. He just has to give up his rook, and now we deliver the final move. Okay, this is exactly similar to the first puzzle we did, so I'm confident you guys will get this. You guys can pause and solve it. So the correct move is again sacrificing our queen. If you didn't get it, another hint is look to attack through this bishop. Through this bishop. We can see that our bishop is controlling this whole diagonal, and our queen is also trying to attack here. If you said queen h7, that's not quite the move, because then he can run away with his king, maybe bring his knight back, and he's gonna get some good defense. So instead, we play queen h8. Now you might think that the bishop can take, which it can, but our rook can also take back, which will checkmate. This is again very similar to the puzzle we did. So come on guys. The correct move is not rook takes rook, but queen f8. The rook takes, and then we take with a rook, a common pattern we've seen throughout all our puzzles. Come on, this is a little different. This time we attack through the queen. Now you might think, do we attack this? Do we attack this? It's to better understand it, think which piece. For example, this bishop doesn't really attack anything, so we know the first move doesn't have to do with the bishop. This rook is attacking two pieces, one of them which is behind the queen, and our queen is under danger right now. So we have to figure out a way to save our queen and save our rook in the meantime, because he has two attackers. So can you guys get this? As I mentioned, our rook is attacking this rook, and our queen is also, but the queen is in the way. So what do? We take the rook because we know that our rook is backing us up. We take and checkmate. Okay, now we're heading to a little hard puzzles which we will do later. So let's move on to the second tactic, which is Zugzwang. Zugzwang is being forced to make a move. This usually comes in the end game because, I mean, in the middle game and opening game, you will have a lot of moves to play and you won't really get yourself into a position. But Zugzwang happens mostly in the end game when you have very limited pieces and you force your opponent to make a move that will benefit you. So, let's go. This will combine our pin and skewer both. So I hope you guys get this. I will help you out a little bit. If you haven't gotten the move, let's analyze the position. We know that both of these pawns cannot move, so that's um, two of the pieces gone. We know this rook cannot move anywhere because it is pinned to the king, right? And this king cannot move anywhere, right? So that means he is only left with the knight and the queen. And if he moves the queen, he loses it. So we have to make sure that his knight doesn't move. And there's only one move we can play that will do that and keep this rook pinned. That is rook f8. Rook f1, sorry. If we play rook f1, the only move he will have to play is queen h3. And then we will win his queen and checkmate. Look at how beautiful this position is. The knight is pinned, the rook is pinned, these both pawns are stopped, and he has to give away his queen. He has no other move. And then we take, and then checkmate. Okay, this is a little complex because we haven't learned endgame yet, but I think you guys can get this. Figure out a move which will make it so that you win these pawns. Currently, look, I'll explain this position to you guys. We have to safely promote our pawns. His king is there. His king is can go here and nicely protect his pieces, but our pawn is protecting these two important um, locations. So we have to make sure that our king can somehow get inside these squares. And how do we do that? By making one of the king go here or here, so then we can go inside. That is why we play king d4. Now he has to play either here or here. If he plays king c6, we go king e5 and win the pawn. If he goes here, then we go here and win the pawn. That is Zugzwang. We are forcing him to move out of the position where he wants to be. Now we go here. We win the pawn. And then we win again. We go here. King comes there. Then we play a Zugzwang again. Can you guys get this Zugzwang? If you got it, that's a very good move. It's king c6. Sorry. King c6. Because now once we play this, the king cannot go there. The king is going to go back and then we can win the pawn. We are forcing him to move out again. And then we can safely promote our two pawns easily. So that is it for today. There's no puzzle for today because most of the types of puzzles we've already done, and we will go a little more in depth in the next session. Thank you.